A beautiful day greeted the men to the start of the ITU Tongyeong World Cup, the penultimate stop on the 2018 calendar. Spain's Vicente Hernandez and USA's Eli Hemming were among the favourites in a 64-strong field going into the race, but the Australian and Italian teams were also well represented with some real medal potential. With such a large field, it was always going to be important to find some clear water to operate in, and it was one of those Australians, Marcel Walkington, who found himself out front, albeit with Ireland's Russell White right on his feet. By the latter stages of the 750-metre swim, the field had begun to stretch out, but White and Walkington were side by side coming out of the water. Italy's Delian Statev and Belgium's Peter Dentenier likewise just behind them, with 15 seconds separating the top 22 athletes. A quick and clean transition saw Walkington out of T1 right on the heels of the Belgian, Italy's Alessandro Fabian heading out onto the bike course with compatriots Pozzatti and Statev for company. In hot pursuit, the likes of USA's Seth Ryder and Japan's Shogo Ishitsuka were ready to seize their opportunity to join the lead bike group, and it was a sizable group that had emerged out front, headed by race number 1 Hernandez and containing all of the pre-race favourites in a tight mass of bikes. The winner in Salinas, David Castro, was struggling to keep in check with the leaders, who all needed to keep their concentration throughout to avoid any collisions on this tight Tongyeong course. It was on lap 2 that Russia's Dmitry Polyansky, Israel's Itamar Alster, and Japan's Koki Yamamoto made the first significant breakaway. Coming through transition to take the bell, the trio had carved out a small advantage over the hordes behind them. That trio was caught on lap 3, however, and as the athletes made the most of the long downhill to give their legs a little downtime, it was again a large pack that would fly into T2. USA's Seth Ryder and Italy's Fabian were well set over the opening stages of the run, and after Switzerland's Max Studer had enjoyed a brief spell out front, it was the Italian who looked to take control over the first 3 kilometres. By the bell, there was still little to call between the first 8 athletes, and the race was wide open. France's Félix Duchamp looking composed, along with Israel's Amitai Yonah just behind Fabian. With 2 kilometres to go though, it was Duchamp who made his first move, followed by Studer, and the two began to pull away from the rest of the field. The Swiss then dug in up the hill to open up some daylight between him and Duchamp. And by the final turn, Eli Hemming was also looking to home in on a podium place. Out front, it was proving a classic battle for gold as the Frenchman made up ground on the downhill and then made his own move on the lead with 500 metres to go. Having at one point looked like he was a spent force, it was then Studer who was able to summon enough from his reserves to outsprint Duchamp in a dramatic finale and take a brilliant first World Cup gold. USA's Eli Hemming crossing in third, just ahead of Israel's Amitai Yonah, Italy's Alessandro Fabian finishing in 5th.
I was not expecting such a good race, but it's important now to get some already points for the Olympic qualification. I'm really happy now on my way to Australia. I'm going to spend my time there with the coach over the winter, so it was amazing for me to come here, and even with a top 10 I would be happy, but to finish on the podium on the first spot like this, it was amazing.
I can't complain about a podium at the World Cup level. It's only the 3rd time in my life, so yeah, I'm happy, but I can't say I'm 100% happy. I really came for the win today, and getting food poisoning a few days ago was maybe bad luck, and maybe not do it today. So yeah, mixed feeling. Like, it's obviously always a good moment when you get on a World Cup podium, but yeah, again, I would lie if I was saying I was 100% happy.
First little bit I was feeling pretty rough, so I was kind of just holding on for dear life. Fabian was pushing it pretty hard, so I was kind of just trying to stick with the pack and seeing if I could wait to the end for a little bit of a sprint, but those 2 guys got away a little bit on that first part, or on the first part of the second lap, and I just spent the second lap trying to catch back up to those guys and couldn't quite get them.